Hi, Rani here, your Customer Services Director at People HR. I just wanted to introduce you all to our first product release of 2017. I would like to also introduce our Managing Director, Sat.
Hi, Rani.
Hi, Sat.
Hi, everybody.
Who is going to spend some time with you and myself, just going through some of the changes that we've made. Over to you, Sat.
Okay, so there's quite a few changes in the 2017 release. I'm going to pick up on the key 14 or 15 of them. What I'd like to say is this video is available, but I think there's lots of blog posts and knowledge base articles on our support site. So please go to www.peoplehr.com and select the blog option, or support.peoplehr.com, where you'll see the detailed articles for some of the items we're talking about here.
Yeah, what I will also do as well, for those of you who are subscribed to our newsletter, I'll make sure that we get some information in there for you guys as well.
That's great. So one of the first changes that we've been asked to introduce, and in fact it was planned to be introduced when we did the changes to the org chart, was the option to export the org chart. So there's a nice little export PDF button here, and that will export the org chart off. And once it's exported to PDF, Adobe PDF Viewer, which is a free tool which you can download on Macs and Windows machines, will actually allow you to print this out. And if you have a really large organization with a big org chart, you can actually use Adobe Print Preview to print a poster view, and that'll actually split it up into separate pages. So it's really cool there. The second thing which we've actually done is we've introduced some additional settings in the system settings area, and that is notifications. So as well as introducing the option for new notifications, so now if employees change bank details or addresses, the administrators are notified. What you can also do is identify additional people who you want to be notified, and that can be segmented for a particular company or a particular location or a particular department, and those individuals, even if they're not administrators, will get notified of those changes. So a good option here, for example, maybe payroll or somebody in the pensions department, for example. Okay.
Quite a lot of flexibility with that one, Sam.
Yeah, and just to mention, while we're talking about reminders and notifications, now the system will automatically remind all people who have got holiday requests outstanding for approval every few days that they need to log into the system and approve it, or approve it from their mobile phone or from the email which they've got as well. Okay. I'm just going to pop into an employee record to show you some of the other changes that we've made here. So let's pop into Amelia's record. So one thing which we've been asked for time and time again was the ability to somehow amend public holidays which are being awarded to employees, because within the system there's really two options. Employees can have public holidays as part of their entitlement, in which case it will remove the public holiday from the entitlement, or not as part of their entitlement, in which case it wouldn't. But sometimes there was a need to actually mix that on a particular day for a particular employee. So as an administrator, what you can actually do now is you can edit the public holiday and you can reduce the duration from 1 to half. So for some of our European customers where they have half-day public holidays, that's ideal. Or you could reduce it down to 0. So in this case, even though the public holiday will be shown on the calendar and we're saying that public holidays are part of the entitlement, it will not come off the entitlement. Does that make sense there?
Complete sense to me.
Great, okay. Another thing which we've done is we've introduced explicit timesheet approval now. So when an employee submits a timesheet, then the manager or the approver will get an email and they will be able to go into the authorization section, and I won't pop into it straight away, but on the left hand side there'll be a new section called timesheets and they'll be able to approve the timesheet off. Okay. Another small change to timesheets is that when you're creating a new timesheet and it shows a list of projects there, we've added a flag when you define the project in the system maintenance section, so a project can be marked as completed. That means that it'll always be there, but employees will not be able to select that project when they're creating a new timesheet. So it's pretty cool there. Okay. Another small change that we've made is at the top of the planner on the print. Previously, when you came to print holidays, there was no option to select a particular range, but now you can. So if you want to print the previous holiday year, for example, it's very easy to do. You're not forced and fixed to just print the current holiday year. Okay. And while I'm on the employee record, if we just pop across the overview, within the access rights, we've now introduced the opportunity for the performance screen to be made available to a particular employee. So just as before, for example, we could have somebody who was a training manager, and the training manager could have access to everybody's training record but nothing else. We can now have an individual or a group of individuals who've got access to the employee's performance record but nothing else on that side.
Quite heavily voted upon this one, so I hope you are all very happy.
Great, okay. Okay, so I'll just move on to a couple of the other changes here. A new change which we made in the bulk actions. So the bulk actions is always having new items added to it. And if you've not picked up on this previously, then please spend some time here, because we've added some things like entitlements and employee settings. But we've also added in the option to do bulk update by salary as well. Yeah, okay. And Rani, you're just going to talk about some of the workflow processes that we're going to be introducing. Sorry, the work pattern changes. I do apologise. The work pattern changes which we're going to be introducing into bulk actions. So we'll be able to select a group of employees and change their work pattern in one go. I think that's a really popular change that we've been requested to do as well.
Very popular, very popular.
Okay, that's great. Okay, on that side. So a fun one here. We've been asked by a few of our customers to introduce the option to change the colour on the top bar on the left hand side, and we've introduced that. So if you want to experiment with putting some of your company colour schemes in, then you can turn that on. Maybe best to do that early one Sunday morning, just to see how it looks before you go live with it. Okay. So going back to the employee record, just to show one of the other changes which we made, and this is a change that's very specific around templates. So if you're not aware of this piece of functionality, it's really, really useful. Within People, there is the opportunity to create your own templates, and those templates can then be used in the mail merge feature. And you can actually add all sorts of merge fields in. And in fact, those templates are then, you're able to use them to automatically send them to employees for electronic signature. So there's a great article on the support site, again, support.peoplehr.com, which shows you how to do this. But what we've introduced here now is the opportunity for you to have a little bit more control over the page. So you can now set the margins on the left and the right and the top and the bottom, and also select a particular page size as well there. So something that's quite useful. The next change I'll just mention, rather than going into the screen, is that when you're creating a new starter now, previously it used to ask you for the entitlement, the holiday entitlement, and it always used to select days. Now there's a drop down, so you can actually select whether the holiday entitlement is within days or within hours. Okay, cool. So I'm going to touch upon a few changes which we made in the system settings. So a really significant change that we've introduced is the opportunity now to create performance reviews which are just for specific employees. So previously, the way the system worked was that you could segment performance reviews by company, by particular locations, for departments just like the sales department, but you couldn't create performance reviews for individual or group employees, but now you can do that. So again, it's very, very flexible on how you can use the performance reviews. And again, if you've got this particular package and you're not using it, then it's really worthwhile to spend some time to go to the support site, or contact your account managers, or contact Rani and ask for some complimentary run through on it. And if you haven't got it, then again we can run through this particular package. It's a very core part of the People system indeed. Okay. So those of you familiar with our ATS module, the ATS went through a really major upgrade a few months ago, and there's lots of flexible functionality in. One of the things that we've introduced in this release is when you create a new job vacancy, then if you've selected within the system settings to do so, it will automatically post your job vacancy to Indeed and Glassdoor. Now we will be introducing other job sites at some point, but Indeed and Glassdoor are both free, and we've actually worked with both Indeed and Glassdoor in order to introduce this functionality. They've assisted us, so it's a really nice, cool feature. And what it means is that as soon as you actually create your vacancy, then you're going to start to get applicants in from those particular job sites as well. Okay.
Okay, Sat, I think that is everything. Whole raft of changes there. I hope you can all agree. So please do look out for our first release of 2017. We are hoping to go live with this on January the 23rd, which is not very far away. So as Sat has already confirmed, we will have some information upon our which is on our support site. We will also be putting some articles on our blog. Please keep a lookout. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with myself if you have any questions, and I look forward to your feedback. Thank you. Thanks, Sat.
Thank you, everybody. Great. Have a good day.
Thank you.